E for Market Wizards and eminywizard.com. It is election day, midterms today, just before the market opens. Reminder to all traders, trading is risky. Use capital you can afford to lose, or don't trade. Hopefully you'll get an education first. This is a business filled with all kinds of head fakes and pitfalls, and you need to understand that it is a risky business. As long as you can stay disciplined and keep your losses small, you have a chance to make it in this business. If you let trades run against you and average in, it will bury you. It's just one of those few businesses that you cannot keep accumulating losses and keep averaging in going the wrong way. And that lesson you will probably learn more than once on a simulator. And then after that, hopefully you'll start to get some structure to your trading and an education and understand that there is real risk involved in this business, and a lot more than most people will admit. Okay, we're looking at today's overnight range. Currently, we can see we've called the 28 support from yesterday's middle until that's broken. That's supportive. Yesterday, we had speculated on this idea that because the year middle is 38, that might be something that comes into play today. It would be natural to have it somewhere near the year's middle as midterms are being decided. And then we came up with several reasons why that 46 to 48 should be a resistance zone. So far, that's still true. So let's play that premise for now. And first things first, let's do range trading inside the overnight range. I think perhaps we can hit a bounce today. But again, we're going to keep it in context. And looking for your 4 or 5 points is the name of the game. Not always feeling you have to be in the market. So this is the overnight range. This is a 3-day range. And we can see this 32, 75, 33 based on that. All I've done is basically taken Friday's range and said, okay, we know we're inside that range. So that's got to be one of the things we want to pay attention to. And basis that chart, then we already know this 50 area is going to be an important area to contain for the shorts. And likewise for the long side, this 24.5 is going to be the first key support below that 28. Bottom of the pipe. And 41.25, obviously, on the other side. So those are areas we're going to pay attention to today. That's our first battlefield that I can see that's important. Inside this 3-day range and around this core of Friday's range, what we call the pipe. And suggestion, the closer you get to the top of the pipe, make sure you're paid. And the closer you get to the bottom of the pipe, make sure you're paid. And we do have a convenient trade towards the gap. Gap is back here at 39. And anybody that's playing pre-market should get something by 36. We've been in that box since 5 o'clock. 6-point range. Here's our 2-day range. Yeah, stays low, the overnight high, and we know that the middle right here at 29.75, 29.5. So far, this range is trying to hold. So this is a pullback. This is a 4, 5, and 6 would be back in here. So we know this 38 is going to be a key area based on several ideas, including the middle of this frame for today. So we want to pay attention to that 38, and certainly we want to pay attention to 29.5 basis this. If we break that, that still opens the door to this 25. So I think those are key ideas right now for support. This 28 to 25 needs to hold to press up and see if there is anything more in this 2 to 3 day swing coming backwards. And by backwards, I mean towards the overnight high. 2 day swing, very important. Angels and demons. Just below this big sell at the end of the day, profit taking swing. 32 we said should be support, a retest. That is basically held a little bit underneath it. Note how big this angel is today. We've seen a lot bigger recently, 30-point angels, but still, that's a pretty big angel, 6 points. So we've advised shorts, make sure you are paid coming into the open. Don't want to squander profits, if any. Probably most of you were sleeping overnight and didn't trade this, but you have to account for the traders that were playing. So we're trying to think about how they are going to be reacting. Suggested we can hit a bounce today, implying, first of all, that this is a little bit low to try to be shorting right now. And the convenient trade, obviously, try to get towards the gap, which would be back in here at 39. My suggestion, try to grab a couple of points and don't get carried away. Bing. All right, anybody that is playing for the gap, you've got about 2 points. So for now, the most important thing is preserve your capital and find a trade you really like. If you didn't take a trade from down here, a little bit late to start chasing right here, but it has triggered into the angel box. So for now, we're going to say the same thing, risk and reward, a little bit tight in here for the longs. One of the things we want to go back and look at is our RTH 5-minute chart, because that we said would be a player. You can see where we've opened up above this 35, the blue line. So we want to think about this range, the overnight range, plus the high from yesterday as where we are trading right now. Of the blue line, it's still bouncing, but then you've got to get it back up again above the green and the red line. And the gap I've got at 39. Anybody that's taken the trade from earlier, I said make sure you paid coming into the 36. And then if you have a trailer, try to get to that 39 right there. This chart is very helpful right now for the long side. And I'm going to assume we can go over and under this today. Yes, yesterday's high will be the key. Or now. 43.75. Anybody that's got the gap, stops up, make sure you get paid. We're thinking small type trades. Anybody that's using that 28 support, move your stops up. If you're thinking swing or position, I don't think that's a good idea today, but you make your own choices, obviously, in this business. All right, gap traders, been rewarded for understanding the timing mechanism to try to come back and close that gap. And we said we want to look at that 41 to 42 to make sure we are paid. And this 2-day middle has been very helpful for traders that wanted to get the gap close. Great chart. And I'm thinking that because we're going to have some election nonsense throughout the day, we can get swings today. I don't know that anybody's going to want to hold on to their positions. So my thought was we would get a bounce, but there will also be some profit taking ahead of tonight's election results. So I think two-way day. We are in IB. We had suggested 28 support, 25 below that. Try to get back up and test the gap. And then anything we can get above that, the 43 yesterday, the high from yesterday right here, that's resistance until broken. I'll move that one down so you can see it. There's a retest of that high. You've got to, for continuation, you got to take that out and keep going. Resistance today will be the high overnight up to 48, above 48 to 49.5. Good fortune. All right, we're in about 5 minutes or so. Anybody that's had a good morning already, make sure you are paid. Don't squander it. Don't think that all day is going to be like this. Correct trade. This is a correct trade, 456. Middle trade in the 2-day swing. And we said first target, try to get into the 41.25. If you get above that, obviously anything goes, including this retest of yesterday's high zone. And then we said the backup would be back here, 49.5 would be the next resistance zone. That's a nice trade. Anybody got that, put in your pocket. Anybody scalping short should have profits you're willing to reinvest. Always tricky when we get near the highs. I like to make sure you pay just ahead of the prior highs. This support, we said 32 looks like it's supportive. This double. Pay attention to doubles. Very important.